Hey guys, this is OSP. I'm going to be teaching you how to make a calculator, animated calculator. A calculator that looks like this. See, calculator that the background changes. Yeah, something like nice like this. Yeah, it's working to get 12 plus 3 give the answer 15, and you can also clear to get 6 minus 3. It is 3 times 9, obviously is 27, and just having a decimal on it and the rest. So we are going to see how can we pass through this all together. How can we make animated calculator like this, calculator that is so classic, as if it is having parts on there. So let us see how we can make it at once, calculate like this. So I'm taking straight to the coding. Yeah, I'm going to just leave this, open up a new project. Now if you are new to Visual Basic, if you're new to Visual Basic, please just come in. Yeah, I'm going to just open up a new one. Just going to call files, go to new project, click there, go to file, new project. Now make sure you select what known as Visual Basic. So I'm in Visual Basic here. Come and select Windows because I'm making Windows application. I'm just going to call this one Calic 1. I'm just going to call it Calic 1, and it's going to be inside Calic. So that's my locations in Calic 1. In the location is called Visual Basic, Visual Tutorials, Calculator. So that's where I'm saving my projects. So just come here and click save. Now this is what we have at the moment. We are going to try to make the very program like the other one we had, or the very one I've just shown you of recent here. So let's see how can we make all that together at once. So I'm going to first increase this one size to like this, so that we can just add our form at once. So you couple of properties. Now this side properties is the one which helps you to modify the name and the text box. Now the name, we use the name most cases in the coding environment, and the text is the one you will see it here, because this one you just click a button, but you are going to change the name of the button, you have to go to the property and then you change. And if you want to utilize the name, if you want to utilize the button, if I told you I picked the button here, if you want to utilize it in the coding environment, you have to come to the property of that button and change the name. Also check that name that the button is having is the one utilized in the code environment. So let us see how can you actually make the other very calculator that I've shown you guys, something that will resemble like that. So I'll just come straight away and I pick a text box. Come and pick a text box, drop it there. So I'm just going to increase the size so that the size takes the width of my form. So I come in here, right click, I just come here and I put the 0. I'm not going to waste much time. The 0, I'm just on the text of it, and up of it I'm going to change that color. I'm going to change straight away to the color that was present there, and the color there was yellow green yellow, something like that. And then you can also increase the font size to something like this, bold, font size bold, make it maybe 28, make it 26, like that. Now make sure that this text is also on the left, not is on the right, not in the left. To do that one, you go to where they say text align, come here on text align, change that one from right to left to right, like that. So far we are done with this. Now let us also do this at the same time and finalize it. Click on it, on our text box, come here down and change the name. The name is called text box 1. You can leave this one. I repeat, this one is one which I'll be using on the process of making what known as codes that will generate for us the calculator. Now to do something like that, please don't forget. Let me change it. Allow me change it for you guys so that you don't mess up. So I'm just going to call it YouTube. I'm just calling it YouTube. Now that one is going to be the name of the text. So it's going to be the name of the text box. So I'm calling it YouTube. And let us also change this form here. Form 1. Change this form 1 here. Just click any part of the form outside here. Just come and change the. Don't change the name. Don't change the text. And you can call it. Let us just call it OSP. Let us just call it OSP. Animated calc. Making this, let us also try to change this background here. Background of this golden. Just pick the color from where you did the other one, so I don't waste much time. Wow, the color is this one, so the background color is this. So you can just pick there, copy it, so that I can just paste it this side, so that you make the very same thing. So this background color, just instead of putting control, just press that and paste it there. And trust me, that's the background color I had the other side. And I'm also now going to put the button. I'm going to put our buttons here. So to put the buttons here, just come in and click on button, drag the button there, and size it, the size you would wish to use. I would like to use the size like that. So come on, press it there. I'm just going to change this name here also, so that I don't again waste a lot of time. So I'm going to first of all change this font. I'm going to increase that font to 24, so that the font looks like that. And then also I come and move that text, so that now I'm going to change the text to be, I'm going to start from 7. I'm going to start it from 7. Give this what known as division. This one I give it multiplication. This one I give addition, and then this is subtraction. Now this was so far we have at the moment. Now our interface is done. If you try to run this program so far at the moment, the interface really look cool. That's what I mean. But this is not what I'm after at the moment, you guys. Though we have some of the more steps to add on this pro calculator. Even if you try to look here down, we still have to add one more button. I made it a bit taller than the other one, just for demo, don't worry about that. Now, if you try to look at the moment, if you try to click anywhere, there's no way you're going. Let me just try to speed up this interface very fast. And also, if you try to remember our text, the one I gave here, the text is control, so give control also. Let's also give control to this text, to this 4, the 4 to be control, the text to be control, control like that. No? So that now is cool. Now what are we left with? We are left with now to make the animation. Now you see, if you run this, you'll discover that it's not animated. It's cool, but it's not animated. No, it's not animated like the other one. So let us try to make also that part very fast, so that we can go into the coding environment. So let me also come in here and I check for you guys what I did here. Wow, sorry. On the other part for chords, I gave this one border color to be lime, and then the other one's green, and then the button border size to be 2 pixels. So let us try to do that one very fast here. The border, this is a line, and then the size is 2, and then the but whenever the cursor or whenever someone hover over it, it has to be green. So let us try to make that one very fast, make it green. And if you try to check now at the moment, this is it. Although I run, still there will be no more progress, or there's no progress at the moment. Yeah, there's no progress at the moment. But if I go on and I just put one bad thing that I've not given in this project, and that is I will call it the flat style, which is standard here, is because that's why it is not giving anything. Even I'm not seeing border color, which is line. So you come in here and change this flat style. Come and change the flat style to flat, so that you can produce that line kind of, the border style. And trust me, if I come and run this program at the moment, you'll discover that now the project is now animated. Now the calculator is now looking the standard way that I was also expecting. This is what I was expecting at the moment. So this is how our calculator is now looking. Looks so cool and so nice. See? So, but now remember, we can do nothing, but it's cool. So cool, so unique. I'm talking about is this. Now I'm just try to let you know something. Just let you know something. Sorry, just let me know something. Now if you try to see, if you click on this form here up, it's saying form 1. You get? But how about in the text? It's saying YouTube, because I gave that name to be YouTube. Now that one is the property that we shall be using in the coding environment. Now this is the interface that I believe most of you guys, if I told you how to make a program or how to program, I believe now that you know how to make the interface, and I believe now the interface is done, and I believe now the coding, we can go on with the coding. But if you know you're new to programming, please be with the OSP. It's always there to cheer you up and to lift you up. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do simple coding on how to actually make this calculator run. Now to make sure everything goes on well without confusion, if you click on 7, you see it's going to tell you 7 is button 1. Now to avoid those kind of confusion, and if you press 9 it's telling you 3, and if you press 1 it's telling you 9, and if you press 3 it's telling you 11, to avoid those confusion by the time when you're giving call, because those are the very things that maybe can let you know not understand what you have to do. So you come in here, click 7, then remember 7, click 7. After clicking 7, come here down where they say button name. Please just press there. You can give another name that can be simpler to you. You can just say S7 to stand for number 7, or mean to stand for 7, or you can just write 7 as in the letters, or you can just write N7 like that, or anything which you know that can make you recall. But let me write it like this so that you can understand very well. Now this one is meaning I'm going to say, or you can just write B7 to mean button 7 like that. Let us just write B7. Come here also, do the same thing, which clear button, which is make that, since C is our clear button, just call it B clear. Just call it B clear to be our clear button. And then this is a dot, you can call it as B dot. B dot. And then this one equal sign, just call it what known as B equal. Just call it B equal. Call it B equal. Now at the moment I'm done with all of this. I'm done with clear, 0, B dot and equal. Now I'm left with operators, which is this. So you come here also, and that one just call it, that addition just call it B D, which is addition button for addition, and this for subtraction just call it B sub for subtraction. And also this one here, call it just B mult, stand for multiplication. Then finally division, which is B. Now that's the codes that actually people you have to give in to make sure your program is in good state in the process of you coding. Now to avoid any confusion and to avoid anything that may mess up with you. Now those things or me changing those name properties does not affect, please, it does not affect the interface. What do I mean? If you try to run this program, none of those names that are changed there will come in and appear in this program here. None of them is appearing here or is coming up here. It only affects internally during the time of you making the process of giving the codes or moving the codes. Now you can see the calculator, we can do nothing with it because you can see the codes are not there. We haven't yet activated it. We haven't done any coding. This is just the interface of the calculator, but it's cool so far because this is what I wanted you guys to make, or this is what we are after to make, animated calculator. Now let us go back to our code so that we can make some more coding now. I hope now you have understood what I'm trying to talk about at the moment. And now I'm trying to avoid, now I don't want people to start writing the calculator here. Here. I don't like people to write. It's not good. A normal calculator, people don't write there. So we have to change the property that makes people not write there, so that it only text that's really there. I mean, it does not allow people to write any other text or even a keyboard to do something like that. So let us right click, go to properties, which is saying false here, change it to true. Let it be only read only. Now that one happens to be like this. A person now can't now write any other text. You see, can't write. See, I'm writing but I can't do anything. Why? Because it's now read only. So you are trying not to change the property. And another property that I would like us to change at the moment is the change from the form here. Just click outside here the form, not on the text or not on the button, but on the form, and come and change what known as the form border style. Not sizeable. I don't want to be sizeable. Let it be single fixed. It is single fixed. What do I mean by that? If you try to run this program, if you run it like this, it's single fixed. What does it mean? If you try to want to size it up, well, if you try to first change it to sizable, then you try to get what I'm trying to mean to you guys. If you try to make it to be sizable, this is how it will be. You can size it, can make it to the any width you would wish to have. See? Now I give assumption. You see what I'm trying to mean? To avoid such kind of things on your calculator or on your project, or on this calculator, on our calculator, the calculator you're going to be making, to avoid such kind of confusion, this is what you should do. Now you just come in, click here outside here, then click on the form, and then change this form property to be fixed single, so that when you're running this program, you'll discover that the program or the calculator, you can't size it, someone can't size it. But now we have another one problem. Ever much you can't size it, but you discover here, have you seen that kind of something? So we also have to run over that. And how do you do it? Click still on the form, not on the button, on the form, and come and change the calm down, scroll it down, scroll down and look for what known as maximize box. Now if it is true, that implies you can maximize it. Now let us make it to be false, so that you can't maximize it anymore. This is what I try to mean. I think now you can see I can't do that. I can't do anything now. I can't maximize it anymore. Why? Because now the calculator is now a standard version. This is the standard calculator, and how a standard calculator should look, and this is how it should be. I believe the interface is now done, and it's really cool and it's nice. And now even it's a standard, you can exit it, you can minimize it, but you can't maximize it, which is really something very, very nice and very cool. Now let us also go back still and we see what next can we do or add on it to our calculator. Now if you try to stay at the moment, what I've so far done is enough. Let us just try to see how can we start go to the coding. I'm just going straight to this so that I just want to double click on this 7 here, the 7, so that I can add some codes. Now don't forget, before I go back to 7, let me first show something. When you click on this text box, remember every communication you have to interact here, or anything that you have to cut out here, it has to be communicating with what known as the text box. So you have to say, what are we going to do? We want to make sure that when we type someone click on 7, the information comes, or 7 writes here on the text box. And to make 7 to be written on the text box, we have to come in here and give a description that's going to connect a link between 7 and the text box, so that you can see 7 in the text box. So, and we gave text box property as YouTube, because I told you you should decide which name maybe you're giving to the name or to your text box. You can leave it as default as text box 1, no matter which text box maybe you will be using or that maybe you'll be having, but don't forget the name property, the name, not the text, I mean the name property. Now for my I've chosen mine to be YouTube. You can decide which one yours is, or you can decide to give yours. So that implies I'll have to click and say double click here, and I say YouTube in the other very name that I've given there, YouTube, and after saying YouTube, say YouTube dot, it's going to be dot text because I'm dealing with the text, and this is equal to having what known as YouTube a dot text still, and this is going to be and 7. So that's what I'm going to mean. So you're going to discover that we shall modify these codes later on, don't worry about that. Now let us try to first pick around how can we let us just try to test out now, then we shall come back to the coding later on. Let us first see the progress. I think you can now see we have that 7. Don't first mind about this 0. We shall edit these codes and we make the rest work out class for us. Now if you try to see at the moment, see the 7 is working. So let me just finish up the rest very fast so that I can come back to you guys then later on. Don't worry about that. So if you try to see, press 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 0. Those ones are working, but none of these rest are working because I haven't worked on them. I just couldn't work on them as I was waiting for guys. So now let us see how can we add on the rest of codes also, so that we can also complete them and finish the calculator. Now maybe another thing that I have to let you know, okay, depends on how you would wish. If you run this calculator, if you try to see very well, you see it is on the side, it comes up on the side like this, it pops up on the side. Now if you don't want it to, if you want it to be on the middle, please you just can change the property. You change the property so that the window position where they say state position, which is a default location, so you can change it to any partition you want, anywhere you want it to be. If you want it in the parent, in the manual, where you manually do it, or you can just say center screen, so that when you run it, it comes straight around the center here, so that your calculator comes straight in the center. So, and your thing, see, is on the center. So that's how so far you can really do it. Now let us work on the operation so that we can finalize the operation very fast. So to work on that, let us work on them very fast so that we can complete that. So I'm just going to double click here, this plus, double click there. Now after double clicking there, come up on the top of it where you see this on the top of your form, come there, and that's where I'm going to give my deviation. So I'm going to my dimensions there, dimension as dimension first, because I'm going to give for the first number, I'm going to give for the first number as long, I'll explain to you later, and dimension operator, dimension operation, this one has to be as a string, this has to be a string, sorry, it's to be a string, Now let us come down here. Okay, let me go back to the code, the design view. Now I click here where they say where for plus here addition. Double click there. This double click here and takes you to where this addition is, so that you can do some coding there straight away forward without wasting more time. So I'll just say first number. I'll just say first number is equal to what, because we're setting them to YouTube, which is our text box 1. YouTube, and I'm going to call it .text. YouTube .text. Then I'll set my YouTube I'll set the YouTube.text is equal to 0, because I like the value there to be 0, because what I'm going to mean, a default, if you try to check here, this one here, it's hardly nothing, but then it has to be 0 because it's a 1 by the time when it's to pick on the screen is really a default is 0. Then it is to pick, it carries that value that's added to it on the screen. So now then you have to communicate with the operation, which is the operation. Let the operation is equal to the operator, which is plus side. So this how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. So if I coming up and I run the program, hope there's no error. Fine, that's good. So if you say 7 times 8, okay, it will give us equal sign, because now this one shows that now it's active, it's working. Let me just speed up the rest so that I can get back to you guys. I believe now it's active. I believe you can see it's active and everything is getting to be active, and so nice. I haven't worked on the dot and the equal button, which two we are left with, and finally soon I'm going to work on them. We'll work on this very fast so that I can show you, and as I also show you the code so that you can get to know. So this very code which I entered here, I just changed the from plus, I changed to minus because I came into for sub from here, this one here, which is this. I think you can just, it's just a minus, please don't worry. And here, which is for multiplication, just change that one. There's nothing difficult, there's no logic behind, that's it all. Just change that and then the code will work out for you, don't worry. So to change this, I'll just double click this. So I just come in here and I'm going to say YouTube, the text equals to having YouTube the text again, and this is going to be equal to the full stop. We mean that dot, because I'm just setting it to that, because that's it. I'm just setting it that this for demo, and then I'll wait for more coding, advanced coding. I'll show how to do it out. So this how the things like say 7. Wow, false. Sorry. I'm just going to check on my codes where is the mistake coming from. So if I run this program again, so 7 1 dot. Oh, wow. Sorry. I want to rectify where my code's problems are. I'm just trying to remove. Oh, sorry guys, sorry, this mistake. Sorry, that's so mistake. That's a mistake. Real great mistake. Sorry. Just even remove this so that don't move much mistake. So don't move much mistakes. Just going to put there, and I just put this to minimize everything. So just come back here and run the program again. Wow. This one I believe now is going to work. So if I say 7.2 times 6 minus 6, it will give us something here. It will give us something, but I haven't activated this part here. So let me just try to work on that very fast so that you can count it, complete our calculator very fast. Now I'm just going to come in here and I just double click here on our equal button. Now to add in our equal button, this is what I'm going to add in the moment. Remember at first we worked with the first number and work with the operators. Now here we have to add the second number, so the dimension for second number, dimension for second number, this one is going to be long, and everything here I'm going to set it to be long. Dimension for the result now, because it has to be resulting to something, and then set this one also as long. Then I have to set now if operator, if operation equals to having addition or having addition sign, then result, then you have to set our result. Then the result is equal to having first number plus second number. Else, so we have now to say, if we are setting for the operation, see, if operation equals to plus, then result equals to first number plus second number, and that's what you have to repeat for the rest of all the programs that actually we do. Else, if operation equals to having minus so you set for everything there now. So then result equal to having first number minus second number. Else, if operation equals to having multiplication, then now equals to first number minus second number. Else, if operation that is equal to having, and that one will be having actually what known as first number multiply to the second number, or multiply with the second number. Else, if, which is the last one, else if, oh sorry for this, I've said results equal to having that, and don't have this closing or the end of that, so that this is it. Else if operation is equal to having a division, then result is equal to having first number divide with second number. So we have now to end our else if statements, and then we'll see how we finalize with this. So come in here down, I'm just trying to demonstrate for you. So I have dimension for the first number, second number, and result. So saying if operation is equal to having this one, then that will. So this one here, and if, which is already there. So I'm just going to paste that, and this is YouTube. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to mean to you, and that's how it is. So if you come back to our codes here and run our calculator for the last time, I haven't worked on the clear button, sorry, I think I'd forgotten to make the clear button active. So just click on clear buttons very fast so that I can complete it. So YouTube next is equal to 0. Yeah, just that. So that if I run this is what how to happen. Let's go, let's say 7 plus 8. Wow. So this is how codes are like now at the moment. So if you come in here and say 7 plus 8, that's give us 15, and you have clear button clear. So this 2 times 6, and that's to give you that. So guys, that's how our first tutorial is like. So guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe please, share this video to your friends. Love you guys.